All right, if he's saying he didn't know about this plan and he wants a jury trial, I'll give him a jury trial. But based upon what I'm reading in the reports, I don't think he's a good candidate for probation. Speak to any of the inmates for security reasons. If you speak to them, you're just going to be tapped on your shoulder and the deputy is going to ask you to leave. Where's Mr. Wilson?
State tells me he has left the building.
All right, so I'm going to issue a warrant for his arrest.
One of those shootings happened right outside a Bexar County deputy's home.
Okay, so you're asking the court to set it?
I'm so sorry. Here's the thing. I cannot hear you. You're speaking very fast and all of your words are running together.
You guys have the control services indicating that you removed this GPS device.
Okay, all right, we'll go on the record.
So I didn't expect him here.
Okay, turn around. All right, so those are the only people who are in the courtroom for you right now. So right now in this situation, the only friend you have is your mom. So
I called this morning, his telephone number, received the same message, subscriber is not available.
well, I mean, the truth. Your only job as a child is going to school. Your mom and dad are here, so I'm assuming they allowed you to go to school. So all you had to do was go to school. That was your job. Some people see it as a full-time job. My mom would always say, going to school is your job. So you can unwind and play a little bit when you get home, but then you do your homework. So my question to you is why you dropped out of school? And see, maybe your mom should have put you out, because the rules in our house was either you're going to school or you're getting a job, but you're not going to be sitting around the house getting buzzed, as what I see in this police report, doing nothing with your life. Because that's when people have a sense of entitlement. So meanwhile, I guess your mom and dad were working and you just not going to school, doing your own thing, like you're taking a gap year. If you take a gap year, that's supposed to be after you graduate from high school. You don't take a gap year during high school. Do you understand? So what drugs have you been using? I'm not talking about at the Bexar County Jail. I'm like, what drugs have you been using in your lifetime? No, it's more than marijuana. So here's the thing. You better be honest with me. Otherwise, let me just tell you what's going to end up happening. What's going to end up happening is I'm not going to sentence you today. You're going to go back to the Bexar County Jail. A PSI report will be filed. And at that time, I'll see what drugs you've been using in the past. I'm trying to set conditions so that you can be successful on probation, because otherwise, if you're unsuccessful, you're looking at going to the state jail facility for 2 years. And I know your parents are here and maybe you don't want to know, but you better tell me the truth. So other than marijuana, what other drugs have you been using? What pills? Here's the thing. Now's the time to tell the truth, because let me just tell you, if I let you walk out of this courtroom and I don't give you the help that you need, you're going to end up using again and you may end up killing somebody, and that's not happening on my watch. So what type of pills have you been taking? You need to speak up so that I can hear you and so your parents can hear. Mm-hmm. Where were you getting pills from? And who is this person you know? You need to say, because let me just tell you, do you turn around? Do you see that person in the courtroom? Who's in the courtroom for you? All right, and who else? Turn around. All right, so those are the only people who are in the courtroom for you right now. So right now in this situation, the only friend you have is your mom. So who is this other person? What's their name? All right, we can have this sentencing at the Bexar County Jail, where you go there and then they do a PSI report.
What is the name of the pill?
Oh, so now you know?
I don't know what's the name of the pill. I know that they're called bars.
So have you been doing Xanax bars?
Not since the day I got arrested.
So we have marijuana, we have Xanax bars. What else have you been doing? Alcohol? And what's the name of this person that you hang out with the pills? What is the name? Yes. Yes, you do know him like that. So what is the name? How do you not know the name when I asked you for the name and you said you didn't want to give me the name? Unfold your arms. Uncross your arms. What is the person's name? Because you're not going to be allowed to be around them on probation. And I can tell you right now, you're talking about working in the oil field. Oil field does not accept anybody to be working if you're using marijuana, Xanax bars, and alcohol, because you're working with heavy machinery and anybody can be injured and killed if you are not in your right mind. So what's the name of the person? Give me the first name of the person who gave you these pills. Do you have any younger brothers or sisters? How old are they? Do you know?
17,
And what else?
2,
Have you ever had employment? So how have you been supporting yourself? How are you? Okay, you've never had employment in your life, right? That's either yes or no. So how have you been eating? Because you're 18 years old, and if you have not eaten in your 18 years, you will be dead. So how have you been supporting yourself? Who has been clothing you? Who has been feeding you? Who has been giving you a roof over your head? So what are your plans for your future?
and I will start working.
Doing what? And what if you can't work in the oil fields? Doing what? Do you have any children? All right. Is there any questions from anyone else?
Regarding what you ordered for classes, did you restate what you ordered for classes?
No, I haven't done that. And I'm asking if there are any questions for him.
No question.
Okay. Oh, let me ask you this. The car, I read that it belonged to your aunt. Is that correct?
I believe it said, he said it was the other person in the vehicle, his aunt,
Mhm.
not.
So who do you think is going to pay for that? For the damages? I know everybody's dependent on Geico to pay for that, but guess what? Geico, the person who is that person that they're insured with, they have to pay premiums to Geico. So guess what? That person, Geico is probably going to increase their premiums, which, do I think that's wrong, Brenda? When they've been paying the Geico insurance and paying people insurance? Yes, I do. But that's not how it works in the real world. In the real world, what ends up happening is Geico may pay to fix their car. They may say that car was totaled. And you know what's going to happen if that car is totaled? She's going to end up with a car note because she's going to have to get a new car. And if I could, and if it were within my purview, and if it were legal for me to do it, when she gets a new car, if that car is totaled, I would have you pay the notes on it. Because there's nothing worse than having a car that is completely paid off, and then some Yahoo like you are driving around without a license, going for a joyride, and also being intoxicated in the vehicle, according to this police report. And now they have a new car note, and you're just, well, living your life. I'm not going to have that. You understand? So he's going to go on GPS, and I'm not letting him go to an oil field until he proves to me that he can actually get his life together. And you're going to be placed on GPS and you're going to get a job. And if you don't get a job, you're not going to be living at your mom's house. You're going to end up living on your own because somebody got to teach you a lesson to be a responsible adult. And I think that's going to be me. You understand? So this is what I'm going to do. There's a $500 fine that will be probated. There's to be 100 hours of community service restitution, and I am not waiving or giving you credit for any of that community service restitution. You're going to have to do it all. And if you don't do it all, what's going to end up happening is a motion to revoke may be filed against you, and you may end up going to the state jail facility for 2 years. GPS, partial for work. And that's going to be with the curfew of 8 p.m. Monday. Curfew of 8 p.m. If he is working and his schedule is past 8 p.m., then of course he can be allowed to extend the curfew. And that's Monday through Friday. Saturday and Sunday, it's full GPS, so he is to remain at home. There's going to be regular reporting, and we're going to do the UA hotline until further notice. I'm going to want field, and if he does not have employment by 90 days, he is no longer allowed to live with his mom. Mom, is he allowed to live with you? No, I mean, right now, is he allowed to live with you? All right, so he is allowed to live with his mom, but if he is not employed within 90 days or in school full time, he is no longer allowed to live with her, and you'll need to get your job and get your life together the best way you know how. So he's allowed to with his mother for 90 days. If not employed or in school full time, then he needs to go to Haven for Hope. Now, because of your actions, this person is probably out of a vehicle because it's damaged. They're not with it. And even if it is not totaled, it's not fixed. They got to wait and drive around into a rental. And if they didn't pay the right price to Geico, guess what? They have to pay for that rental car. Do you understand? I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it? Because this is a plea bargaining agreement, because I followed your plea bargaining agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand? All right, we can go off the record. Mr. Delgado? Yes. Yes, we can go on the record.
Regarding the order of restitution pending, I didn't see the order of restitution pending.
Oh, if the restitution, if there's a disagreement over the restitution amount, then we can have a hearing on it. All right, you're welcome. So we're off the record. Mr. Delgado, you had better change your life and get your life in order. This whole thing where you're buzzing what you put in the police report, you could have killed someone, killed the people who you're with, or killed yourself. And then your mom would have been crying because her baby's dead. Or your mom would have been crying because you're going to prison for a long time because you've killed someone. Do you understand? All right, good luck to you. Probation will go over conditions. Court is going to call for purposes of setting a bond, 2022 CR 3996 and CM 114252, State of Texas versus Dean Pablo Delgado. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Andrew Harris Edwin.
Defense.
Ron Zimmerman for Mr. Delgado.
All right, and there's a request for bond in each of these cause numbers. The first bond request for the 2022 CR 3996, the defendant is on deferred adjudication. He's entitled to a bond, and he's on deferred adjudication for the state jail felony on unauthorized use of a vehicle. Is there a proposed agreement for a bond amount?
Yes, there is, Your Honor.
Yes.
7,000, Your Honor.
That is the agreement, Your Honor.
All right. For the record, the court is aware of the defendant's history based upon the fact that the defendant is on deferred adjudication out of this court. However, since he's been in custody, I just want to make sure there are no updates that the court needs. Mr. Delgado, can you raise your right hand for the court, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Dean Delgado.
All right, since you've been at the Bear County Jail, are you on any type of medications for mental health issues? All right. Have you ever had any mental health issues? All right, then with regards to the bond, the court will follow your agreement and in that cause number, set the bond at $7,000. Mr. Delgado, do you have a place to live
Yes, ma'am.
and who you'll be living with?
My brother.
All right, I'm gonna need you all to write the address in this document and I'll let you have a chance to speak with him in private to write the address down.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
All right, now in regards to CM 114252, is there a proposed bond agreement?
There is no agreement in this one, Your Honor.
There's not an agreement on this.
All right, defense, what are you requesting?
I'm requesting $3,000 bond.
All right, state, what are you requesting?
15,000, Your Honor.
All right, and all right, there's a wide gap between what's being requested. So if we'll start with you, defense, it's your motion. Why are you requesting a $3,000 bond?
Well, Your Honor, the bond has not been set. In my opinion, I have looked at the underlying crime that he is accused of committing on this case. And I feel that his participation in the theft of the firearm is fairly limited, Your Honor. And in addition, Mr. Delgado, when he found out that there was a warrant, this offense date was in 2023. When he found out that there was a warrant on this case, he did voluntarily go to the jail and submit for custody.
All right, and counsel, the only bond that, if you have the separate bond paperwork, please give it to me. But I see that we're just here on the CM 114252, and I'm assuming he has a bond on the CM 114250.
Yes, he does, Your Honor.
All right, and what is that bond amount in that case?
That is 15,000, Your Honor.
All right, and state you're requesting 15,000.
Correct, Your Honor.
Okay, and why?
On the basis that while Mr. Pablo Delgado was on supervision for an offense he is accused of committing to others, that the magistrate court judge saw fit to set his bond in one of those cases at 15,000. It stands to reason that his bond should be the same in an offense that arises out of the same criminal episode.
All right, so in that cause number, this is what the court will do. And Mr. Delgado, I want to let you know that I've heard what your attorney has said. I've heard what the state has said, and I'm looking at the fact that you are currently on probation. And the cases that you're alleged to have committed while you were on probation are theft of a vehicle and theft of a firearm. And I understand what your counsel is saying about the facts and the theft of the firearm. Court is going to set your bond and the CM number at $10,000, and the court is going to order full GPS and waive the fees.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And you're to reside with your mother and defense counsel. If you write the address to them in that motion, please.
Yes, I will, Your Honor.
All right, next, we're off the record. We need a date for this for a contested hearing. Counsel, do you have the discovery on the CM numbers?
On both of them, not quite, Your Honor. I haven't seen the videos on this,
All right,
Your Honor, but the state did provide me the written report from the police department, Your Honor.
all right.
And I believe, Your Honor, if I may, I believe the contested hearing is set for August
August
1st.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, so we're going to keep the August 1st date. Is there anything else from either side?
State, Your Honor.
Not this time, Your Honor.
All right, we'll close the record. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
May I be excused, Your Honor?
He is on a commercial bond or no?
Commercial line?
Yes.
I think that's just a regular cell
Or is it a
phone.
PR bond?
Oh, okay, a
Yeah.
bond, okay. Yeah, he's on a commercial bond, Your Honor.
Did you call the bondsman or
No, I haven't called the bondsman.
you want to call the bondsman? Otherwise, it's going to be a BF that's going to be issued.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and contact the bondsman.
All right, and then if you come back and if there's no luck, then we can hear it.
Okay.
All right,
All
thank
right,
you.
Thanks, sir.
All right. On Carmona,
That's fine, approach, Your Honor.
yes.
Yes, Your Honor. You had requested, the court had requested that I contact Delgado's bondsman. I have done so. And I also received a co-signer telephone number
Mhm.
and I contacted that and left a message.
Okay, all right, we'll go on the record.
Okay.
Judge, Mr. Johnson, Darren,
Yes.
there's not one uploaded into.
All right, she's a female. It's Darren. All right,
Yes, I said Darren.
okay, thanks. State, on Darren Johnson, we do need an acknowledgement of discovery. All right, and then could I have a prosecutor on Dean Pablo Delgado? Defendant is not present. Court is calling 2022 CR 3996, State of Texas versus Dean Pablo Delgado. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Jason Gary, hand job.
Defense?
Ron Zimmerman.
All right, this hearing was scheduled at 9 a.m. It is now 11 a.m. and your client has not made an appearance. Have you sought to contact your client?
Yes, I have, Your Honor.
Do you want to place anything on the record or no?
Yes, I have called. I talked to him on Friday on the telephone, and then I called him yesterday and received just a recorded message. I called this morning, his telephone number, received the same message, subscriber is not available. I then contacted the Bell bondsman listed for his cases and talked to the Bell bondsman. They gave me a number of the cosigner. I did contact that cosigner, called that number and left a message on that and have not received a return call.
All right, and Deputy Laura, did you make an announcement for Delgado in the hallway?
Yes, Your Honor, I did. He is not in the hall.
All right, state.
State's requesting, I believe, a bond forfeiture or judge's warrant, Your Honor.
All right, the court will issue a bond forfeiture. Your client will be remanded without bond. If your client makes an appearance, the court will reconsider.
Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. All right, who's here on anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Delgado, he is young and he does understand the difficulty that he has placed himself and his family in. And he's willing to accept responsibility for his actions. And he would request that the court go ahead and observe and grant the plea
All right,
bargain.
what have you done since you're on probation other than pick up new offenses? You want to raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yeah.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Dean Delgado.
All right, what have you done other than pick up new cases?
Well, I've been working with my uncle. He's a contractor and stuff.
Well, have you been working with your uncle and, because you just pled to another vehicle offense?
This was after the fact. So after that, I've been done with that. I realized what I did was wrong and I'm ready to pay for what I did. So after that, I've been working with my.
All right, so I can tell you for this, I'm not gonna give you 15 months because you haven't done anything. The only thing you've done is pick up new cases and it appears that you barely reported. So you haven't done anything. I gave you a curfew. Obviously, you violated your curfew. You haven't been reporting. You just picked up a new case. So the court is going to find you guilty or revoke. This will run concurrent with 2024 CR 008085. Court will sentence you to 2 years in the state jail facility. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendants' Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
You have a limited right to appeal. That right to appeal is as it relates to the allegations in the motion, not the fact that you want deferred adjudication. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what that is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Good luck to you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. So this was previously set for a hearing on July 31st, and he left and never returned.
That's my understanding, Judge.
All right.
I was also not the attorney at the time.
So first things first, is this going to end up being a contested?
We don't have an agreement right now. I mean, obviously, our goal is gonna be to try to work it out. But Mr. Pena has been very actively working services with CPS and being tested through them. And there's a lot of material I need through that apparatus to bring to court that I think would be helpful for the court's understanding. And so obviously I'm gonna need some time to get that done. I just got hired over the weekend.
Okay. So how much time do y'all need for a contested? What date?
I'd ask for approximately 30 days, Judge.
Okay, I'm not going to give you all 30 days. He's been gone since July of 2023.
Yes, Judge.
So, state,
Yes, Judge.
how long would it take you to have your witnesses?
Not long, Judge. It shouldn't be, I believe correctly, shouldn't take that long.
All right, so the week of October 28th?
That should be more than enough time. Judge.
All right. Ms. Ferguson, if you'll put this down for October 31st. All right. Now, the next thing, defense has filed a motion for a bond. Is that correct?
That's correct, Judge.
Asking that a bond be set?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and he's entitled to one based upon the fact that he's on deferred adjudication. Have you all had a chance to confer on a bond amount?
Judge, we haven't had a chance to confer. I don't believe we're in agreement.
All right. Do you all want to confer on a bond amount?
Judge, we've conferred on it.
Oh,
And,
okay.
and so, so Mr. Pena's very much in need of getting out. He's involved in the CPS case, like I've told the court. He's been working services, he's been taking his classes. There is a final trial on the merits on Thursday. We're trying to get him available for that. I know that, I mean, obviously that it's hard for me to come here and say, Judge, don't worry about it, he'll be here, because he didn't show you that before. But I think the fact that he's been working through that system and staying clean and participating in that, and what CPS has asked him to do, and I've got,
But is he clean because he's in custody?
our contention is he'd be clean if he wasn't in custody, Judge, and we've got a certificate from his parenting classes.
Any objection to the
No.
court meetings?
And so obviously he's clean right now, Judge. Obviously he's in custody. What he contends to me is that even if you weren't in custody, you'd be clean because he's trying to stay in compliance with CPS. So to that end, Judge, I'm asking the court to set a bond. The last bond he had in this case was $15,000. I'd ask for something around that amount. The family doesn't have all the money in the world.
You want to call your client as a witness with regards to bond amount?
So Brandon, you guys know what, you understand how bonds work, right? You're paying 10% of whatever the bond premium is. Okay, so the judge were to set a bond, for example, the last one was $15,000. You'd have to pay approximately $1,500 to get out. You understand that?
Yes.
Okay. Now, do you, to the best of your knowledge, does your family have, let's say, $15,000 or $10,000 that they can pay for a bond?
Okay, I cannot hear you and the court reporter cannot hear
You
you.
have to speak up and speak clearly.
Oh, not that much. You don't have that much.
Okay, wait a second. I'm sorry, I didn't understand what you were saying. To the court reporter, did you understand what he said?
Got it, Judge.
Okay, repeat it for me because I didn't hear.
Yeah, my family don't have enough money.
Okay, he said his family don't have much money.
That's correct.
Okay.
So in your opinion, I mean, obviously it would take a couple of weeks for them to scrape up enough money to bring me aboard on this case, right?
Yes, sir.
And so if your family had to come up with money, would they be able to come up with approximately $1,000? Would that be kind of pushing it?
Yeah, yes, sir.
When we have to speak up,
Yeah, yeah, come up with 1,000.
Okay, so you're asking the court to set it.
I'm so sorry. Here's the thing. I cannot hear you. You're speaking very fast and all of your words are running together and it's making it hard for me to hear. So could you repeat your last question?
Do you believe that your family can come up with about $1,000 to get you out?
Yes, sir, we can come over with that.
Okay. Do you believe that they'd be able to come up with significantly more than that?
No, no more than that.
Speak clearly, speak slowly.
Yeah, $1,000 they can probably come up with.
So are you asking this court to set a bond somewhere around $10,000 for you in this case?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you understand that you've been gone before, right?
Yes, sir.
Oh, you understand that's going to be taken into consideration when the bond is set.
Yes, sir.
But you have been staying clean, correct?
Yes, sir.
You have been staying out of trouble, correct?
Yes, sir.
There's no new offenses that are alleged.
No.
You've been working services through CPS,
Yes, sir.
and you very much need to be at that hearing on Thursday, correct?
Yes, sir.
So you're asking the court to take those factors into consideration?
Yes, sir.
Any
Are you-
questions?
Yes, how many times have you gotten bond before where you later never showed up to court?
Just one time.
So you previously have been given a bond and then you never showed up to your next court date. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
How much are you asking for defense in a bond?
Judge, the last one was 15. The family, I think, could be able to hire a bondsman and, somewhere in the $15,000, $20,000 range. If the bondsman will take 5% upfront, which they usually will. So that's what I'm asking the court to do, is to consider something in the $15,000 to $20,000 range, with weekly leeways and weekly reporting.
All right, state, what are you requesting?
The judge state's asking for $40,000. There have been previous times where he's not reported after getting a bond. Again, it's been a recurring issue in this case. We also asked for GPS, partial lab work, and weekly reporting to make sure that he's staying on track.
All right, the court set your bond at $15,000, partial GPS, waive fees, and it's for employment only. And of course, I will put in for also all court settings.
Yes, Judge.
Randy Rocket Pena.
I'm feeling it's not.
Okay.
You guys know the pretrial services indicating that he removed his GPS device.
Okay, all right, we'll go on the record.
So I didn't expect him here.
Okay. All right, court is calling 2020 CR 1209, State of Texas versus Brandon Rocky Pena. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Jason Garahan, Your Honor.
Defense.
Louis Martinez on behalf of Mr. Benyon.
All right, this hearing was scheduled at 9 a.m. It's now 12:05 p.m. Your client has not made an appearance. Where is your client?
Judge, I don't know. I've gone through his family and his girlfriend to find him. I've gotten no responses from him. So it is altogether not surprising to me that he's not here, but I will continue to try to get a hold of him.
All right, state.
Judge, I don't know if we're asking for a bond forfeiture or.
Yes, bond forfeiture.
And Judge, there's a judge's warrant in place right now, and I don't know if we can just,
Oh,
increase
judge,
the bond.
there's a judge's warrant
yes.
for, all right. So I'll keep the judge's warrant in place and remand him without bond.
Yes, Judge. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Do you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 5, the court would find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, and sentence you up to life in prison and up to a $10,000 fine? I'm sorry?
No.
You didn't know that? All right, you want to discuss that with him?
Oh, no, we discussed, remember I told you she can give you 40 or 50 or whatever she wants, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so you're on deferred for a first degree, which means your range of punishments from 5 years up to 99 years of life. And a fine up to $10,000. So if the judge revokes you, she doesn't give you time, she can give you as little as 5, she can give you as much as life. So but that's what we discussed before, remember that?
Oh,
Okay, so do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay, and knowing that, do you still want to plead true in front of the judge and let her decide what happens?
All right. So knowing that I can sentence you up to life in prison and up to a $10,000 fine, you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 5? All right, court will find violation of condition number 5 true. Is there a proposed agreement? All right, state, what are you requesting?
It will take consideration a case failure to ID that is cause number 2025 PF 05908.
All right, and defense, what are you requesting?
Hey, Judge, we're requesting the court take notice of the fact that he's been in custody, assess that as a jail sanction, and place him on probation with ISP requirements and kind of a zero tolerance arrangement. That's what we're requesting the court consider.
All right, why you're not reporting?
I went to report it and they sent me to go drug test, and when I went there, the lady kept telling me that I have to go back to talk to the probation officer. And they had like back and forth, and I couldn't because I had to talk to my brother. So it was back and forth.
All right, so I don't understand how that translates in you not reporting for months at a time.
You know, because like one time we had the first time.
No, I mean, you didn't report. The state read the allegations and you didn't report for January 2023. You didn't report for February 2023. You didn't report in March 2023. You didn't report in April 2023. And here we are in 2025. So since April 2023, have you reported? So that means you were missing the entire year of 2024. Is that correct?
Correct.
All right, so yeah, I'm gonna find you guilty. And I'm going to grant the motion to revoke. Does anyone want to speak to time? State?
Yes, Your Honor, the state's requesting 10 years.
All right, defense, what are you requesting?
And Judge, I don't think this is a 10-year case. Speaking to the court's decision to revoke, Mr. Pena is not out committing violent offenses. He's not assaulting people. He's not robbing people. I don't think that we as a society are safer with him locked up, and I don't think that's a proper use of the limited penitentiary space that we have in Texas. Because when we put nonviolent offenders in there, all that we're doing is creating pressure that's going to get violent offenders out earlier. But as the court to take notice of that. I think Mr. Pena could use some cognitive skills. I think he could use some training. I think he could use a chance to kind of figure out how to get from point A to point B in life. I think that's a productive use of the court's supervision resources. So I don't think that revoking him is going to get us where we want to be. That having been said, I know the court right now is inclined to revoke. But I don't think that Mr. Pena, if he's going to be revoked, should do more than 5 years. Don't think that it's warranted proportionally with what we see here in Bexar County on a daily basis.
All right. So just one moment. All right, so I understand the defense's argument, but he's charged with possession with intent to deliver, not possession as though he's using. Possession with the intent to deliver means selling. And I'm reviewing the previous stipulations that were in place.
And Judge, I make no
Mhm.
assertions that that's not true. And like I said, the point that I'm trying to make is that this is not a violent offense. And as you can see, Mr. Pena is not terribly sophisticated. I don't think he was particularly good at getting away with what he was doing before, which is how he got caught. And once again, I don't believe that a lengthy prison sentence is warranted by the circumstances.
All right, what have you done since you've been on probation? Yes. So did you report to probation?
Probation, I went one time to go see you.
One time.
Yeah, one time.
All right. Did you do the UA hotline where you call in to get drug tested?
Yeah, she sent me there. So when I tell,
Did you do any community service hours?
no,
Did you complete your parenting classes? All right.
Judge, I would like to point out that he did go to SafeP and completed that.
Okay. All right. And did he complete the outpatient treatment with SafeP?
no.
No, Judge, not the follow-up.
Okay. Court is gonna find you guilty, revoke, taking consideration 2025 PF 05908. There's to be restitution of $1,500 to Jovan Garcia, and the court will sentence you to 10 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Two of the three men arrested in a weekend standoff, accused in previous deadly shootings. One of those shootings happened right outside a Bexar County deputy's home.
This is all new information we have learned about these suspects today. According to an arrest affidavit, detectives believe that Joe Isaac Lee Yanez is connected to the shooting that killed 22-year-old Khadijah Derry. Now, he's not been charged with Derry's murder, but that same affidavit says that Derry's uncle, who was a Bexar County sheriff's deputy, named Yanez and another teenager as possible suspects.
Yeah, that shooting happened just before 8 last Wednesday night in Converse. Investigators say Derry was sitting in her car when two men ran up and shot her more than a dozen times. All of it caught on surveillance cameras. The arrest affidavit says the next day, the victim's uncle, that Bexar County sheriff's deputy, showed Texas Rangers an Instagram video that placed Yanez at the crime scene. Texas Rangers then spoke to an SAISD police officer who was able to identify Yanez in that same video.
Meanwhile, another man arrested in that East Side standoff from over the weekend is 19-year-old Curtis Ray Wilson. Back in October of 2022, Wilson was charged with capital murder, and the Bexar County court records show the case against Wilson was dismissed due to insufficient evidence.
Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement?
It is, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then, and cause number ending in 27B, how do you plead to count one? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Okay, no contest,
Count two, how do you plea?
no contest,
And in the cause number ending in 28B, how do you plea?
no contest.
State, any evidence?
For each case, the state offers State Exhibit 1 with attachments.
We've reviewed them and have no objection.
And each of the cause numbers, did you review the waivers with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there'll be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
In each cause number, the court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same and state you're excused. Court will defer finding of guilt as you apply for deferred adjudication. We're going to come back on December 19th. I'm going to ask for a PSI TAP evaluation. Is there any need for any mental health evaluation, counsel?
I don't believe so, Judge.
All right. On the 19th, I'll review whatever evidence is presented to me and make a decision on your application.
Yes.
All right. Is there anything else from either side?
No, Your Honor.
Nothing from the defense.
All right. Thank you. All right. The court has reviewed the letters. All right. State your post.
Yes, sir.
All right. Why are you opposed?
Nature of the offense, Your Honor.
All right. Defense.
Obviously, we're asking for the deferred adjudication, Judge. We'll get here in both cases by law of parties and not by direct action by him. Mr. Wilson was 19 years old. In fact, he turned 22 months ago at the time of this offense. He has graduated from high school, actually withdrew from Sam Houston, finished it online, home tutored by his mother. He had just gotten with the wrong people, going places, not questioning where he was going. He and I have talked a great deal since he's been incarcerated. He understands that you can't just pick up with people and go and not ask what's going on. He has some positive plans as indicated by the letters for his future. The young man has a good head on his shoulders and a good positive attitude and definite plans for the future. Sending him to prison at this point in his life is certainly not going to do anything for him or society. Giving him a chance on deferred, understanding the full weight of the punishment is pending over his head should he not make it. He's motivated to finish that, get out there, get training, and just become a productive member of society. He intends eventually to own his own business, looking at truck driving and some other things. So he's He's looking at the future. He's had a lot of contemplation since he's been in custody. He certainly does not apologize, is not the right word. He's almost ashamed that he was involved in this thing. At the scene, he was a passenger in a vehicle. He knows he shouldn't have been there. We're asking for you, the court, to give him a chance.
I'm reviewing the facts of the case, and in the facts of the case, it says that they were, the person identified him because they knew him from school. He identified which position he was in, and that a person went in with a mask on. So at what point are you not aware of what people are doing? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
The question was about what was going to happen, what was happening at the time when everything is happening. Well, he was with the people. They were going to do something. He went along with them. His mistake was not understanding what was going on, not asking questions about what's going to happen.
So he's saying that,
When people, actually there were multiple cars involved in this case. The one that he was in didn't have anybody in a mask. That came out of a different car. He never left the vehicle he was in. He didn't have the firearm.
all right, if he's saying he didn't know,
Arguing about whether or not the other people had firearms or not in that vehicle.
all right, if he's saying he didn't know about this plan and he wants a jury trial, I'll give him a jury trial. But based upon what I'm reading in the reports, I don't think he's a good candidate for probation.
Let me talk to my client.
Sure.
We'll go back and talk.
All right. So what let's see, just a second. We're back on the record and 2024 CR 2927B and 2024 CR 2928B. Defense, did you have a chance to confer with your client?
I have, Your Honor, and given the choices we have, we'd ask that we'd like to withdraw the plea and get trial setting.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can I have a jury trial setting on Wilson? State, how long do you expect this trial to last?
4 days.
All right.
You can do March 4th.
All right, your jury trial date will be March 4th.
Understand?
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, we're scheduled for jury trial, counsel.
We've agreed to, where's Galloway? We've agreed for June the 10th, Judge.
All right.
Yes, it was 3 to 4 days. It'll end on Friday the 13th,
All right, so you're saying June 10th?
June 10th.
State, this is your agreement for jury trial on June 10th?
Yes, Judge.
All right, so your jury trial date is going to be June 10th. That's what both parties have agreed upon. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, we're going to go on the record. Court is calling 2024 CR 3099, 2024 CR 2972B, and 2024 CR 2928B. State versus Curtis Wilson. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Andrew Harris Sadelman.
Defense?
Written hour from Mr.
And are you Mr. Wilson?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, counsel, do you have all discovery?
We do. We do, Judge.
All right, and are there any pretrial motions that need to be heard?
Not yet.
All right, what do we mean by not yet? Are there going to be pretrial motions?
There will be pre-trial motions, Judge. I just don't know which one, Judge.
All right, Norman, this is set for jury trial on June 10th. Both parties have agreed to that date. Is that correct, State Defense?
Yes, Judge.
It is, Judge.
All right, and then Ms. Ferguson, this needs to be set for motions.
But we've also agreed that we'll go on the 2928B case.
Is that correct, State?
Yes, Judge.
That's the other side.
All right, so here's the thing about that. I understand what you all have agreed to, but if for some reason that case is dismissed, everybody needs to be ready on all cases.
Yes, Judge.
All right, what date for motions? All right, your motions date will be June 2nd. right, is there anything else?
Not from the state judge.
Not from the defense, Judge.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Do you have any questions?
No.
All right, you're gonna be brought over dressed for trial on June 10th. And whatever clothing you have at the jail, if you wish to be attired in different clothing, you'll need to speak to your attorney and they will do a clothing exchange, but you'll need to sign the form for that. Counsel, if there's an issue with the clothing exchange, let the court know and we'll see if we can help you expedite that.
Understand. I'll
All right.
take care of it, Judge.
All right, thank you.
Have you good?
Yes.
Thank you.
Then later, your name was not called. All right, everyone, these are the rules. Please follow these rules. For the people in the audience, you are not allowed to speak to any of the inmates for security reasons. If you speak to them, you're just going to be tapped on your shoulder and the deputy is going to ask you to leave. All right, where's Mr. Wilson?
State tells me he has left the building.
All right, so I'm going to issue a warrant for his arrest.
Judge, I'm asking that he be remanded without bond.
I'm going to issue a judge's warrant and remand him without bond. And we're going to go on the record. Court is calling 2024 CR 2927B, 2024 CR 2928B, 2024 CR 3099, State versus Curtis Wilson. Can I have parties announced?
Megan Galloway for the state.
Blood written hour for Mr. Wilson.
All right, this hearing is scheduled at 9 a.m. I did notate that I saw Mr. Wilson in the courtroom. Did he show up for court today, counsel?
He did, Judge.
All right. And Deputy, could you make an announcement for Curtis Wilson in the hallway, please? All right, thank you. All right, defense, do you know where your client is?
Do not, Your Honor.
All right, state.
Your Honor, I'm asking that the court issue a judge's warrant and remand the defendant without bond.
All right, the court will issue a judge's warrant in each cause number and remand your client without bond. And the court did today receive a violation report. Counsel, have you had a chance to review that?
Given to us about an hour ago, Judge.
All right. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Sure.